No, no, yeah, no, no, no.
Hello to all you lovers out there. Welcome to another episode of Ask Juan Gee. I am Juan.
And I'm G.
And it is Tuesday at noon.
Tuesday at noon, just like we promised.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody. Before we even get started, thank you to everybody that came out to our membership drive yesterday for the Gentlemen's Foundation. I mean, we had such an amazing turnout.
I must admit, I was a little nervous. I always get nervous before we have an event. I'm like, is anyone going to show up? But I was thoroughly impressed with the gentlemen that came out, the quality and the quantity.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had people from New Jersey who even came, which was very, very, very interesting. And I left that event feeling very full.
Yeah, so did I. And speaking of the guy from New Jersey, for people who are not here in Atlanta, we will be launching a virtual membership soon because a lot of people have been wondering people who aren't here if they could be associated and a part of the foundation and start doing work. So we will have that soon. But yeah, I mean, yesterday was amazing. You just never know. I always find what people are thinking about, some of the stuff we do. We're always like in a mix of it.
Yeah.
It's like we never know how people kind of receiving things until somebody says something or show up to events. Yeah, so.
And actually tell you, like I say, I was just full. That was just the best word.
Yeah. But if you did miss it, you can still apply online until Sunday for membership. So you can apply online. Put your membership application in, and we're going to start reviewing applications and reach out to people in the beginning of February.
Absolutely.
All right, you ready to get into the question?
Let's get into this week's question.
All right. This is
probably the most popular topic.
Yeah, I want
to people write in for, like, y'all are dealing with this a lot, I see. So
You millennials. Hi, Juan Gee.
Hey.
I watch your videos regularly, and I love the advice you give to black gay couples.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. That's what is taking us on quite a journey this year. And the positive image the two of you give of black gay love. With that being said, I wanted to ask you guys for some advice. I'm a sophomore in college, and my boyfriend and I have been together for a little over a year. We've experienced a lot this past year. We both came out to our families. Congratulations, that's huge.
That's huge.
And have dealt with some bumps in the road just like any other relationship. One in particular is when I went through his phone and saw that he was on Grindr. At first, I gave him the cold shoulder and was just so hurt and shocked by it that I did not know what to say. However, after I finally asked him about it, he lied. Fast forward a couple of months later, after a big blow up, we discussed the whole situation and hashed it out, kinda. The only problem is that now I constantly find myself checking his phone and the apps he's using, his text messages, everything, to make sure he isn't doing anything behind my back. I understand that part of this has to do with me being young and having my own insecurities, but I don't want to feel like I have to reach for his phone and search through everything whenever he is not in the room, all because I can't let go of something in the past. Can I borrow your pen? Sorry, because I just been some notes I want to talk about. Where is it here? Sorry. Let me just write it down. I understand probably being young. Yep, that's where I was.
No, he said I don't want to.
Something in the past. Can't let go of something in the past. We've even discussed openly about how I struggle with trusting him and how it's affecting our relationship, which is awesome. He's apologized time and time again and has even told me that nothing came out of him being on the app. I can tell he's getting upset and fed up with me constantly questioning him and his motives, and I can feel his sincerity. I want to forgive him and I want to trust him, and I don't want to keep holding it against him and throwing it in his face. After all, I did decide to stay with him and I do love him. What can I do to fully move past this and stop snooping through his phone?
Can I have my pen back, please?
Yes.
Thank you. That's loaded. So we can just kind of take it in sections.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to say about this one.
So I think the first issue is the boyfriend being on Grindr. And like I said, that seems to be a huge issue out there. And we've had this question in the past, and I always say, in the past I've always said, I ain't putting up with being on Grindr all
Right.
that. But now I think differently. Like now, I'm in this space where it's like, so what? What is it? What are your feelings? That what? How can I say it? Like, where are the source of those negative feelings about Grindr coming from within you? Why? Like, I'm asking myself, why do I have such a negative stereotype for people who are on Grindr? Is it public perception? Is it because it's quote unquote a sex app? But these days, any social media is a sex app. What is it about your partner being on these social media sites that incites some negative reaction within you?
Let's guess though.
So I'm saying, and that's the first thing I would ask you to do is to kind of ask yourself that question.
Let's just assume, because I think it'll be a good assumption, that he is in a relationship and he feel like it's an app for single people. And so with his partner being on Grindr, he doesn't feel like he should be on it because it's for single people.
Right. And so my thing is perhaps you should kind of redefine how you look at those apps.
Why?
Because if the app is the source of your negative energy or the negative...
Is it the app or is it his partner being on this app? It's not the app.
But if you trust your partner, or what makes Grindr different from Facebook, different from Vine, different from Instagram, it's in essence, it's all the same. It's just a stereotype that we...
It's not a stereotype. If you go to Grindr, Grindr is meant to hook up with other men on romantic or sexual nature.
But people write in all the time saying they just do it for social reasons. I have a colleague of mine who goes on Grindr just to see who is close by him. Like he's fascinated just to know who's close by him.
I understand, and I do know that there's one-offs, but I think that it's safe to say Grindr is meant to be an app to hook up with other men. Do some people meet friends on there? Maybe, but obviously within this relationship, it's not okay to be on Grindr because his partner has also apologized for it. So they both think it's something that does not belong in their relationship. At least that's what I'm getting from here. So I don't know if, at least I don't agree that the approach should be redefined how you feel about Grindr.
I do, because I feel like if I'm always having a negative reaction to something, I need to analyze why.
But
and
is that
how
what's happening?
I feel like that's the first step. Now the second step is the lying, obviously. Like if you weren't doing anything on Grindr, why lie about it? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's layers to it. But I think at the very beginning, if replace Grindr with Facebook, would it be any different? I think yes.
It'll be a big difference.
I know, but he could still be hooking up on Facebook. So what I'm saying is, if we as individuals kind of redefine or destigmatize certain social media apps, then I think we find ourselves in a lot less negative situations. We'd approach the whole situation differently.
We would just disagree on that part of this.
Okay.
But you go ahead.
No. You can.
Go ahead.
And then my next thing is also within yourself. You just have to realize that there's nothing you can do to stop him from cheating. Nothing. So when you find yourself trying to go into his phone, like if you realize like this action is not going to prevent him from cheating, which is your ultimate goal, it kind of makes you question your actions in that moment. And I would say once you start to question those actions, go to a different thought. Instead of thinking he's cheating, think about how he loves you. Think about something he did for you the other day. Think about those positive aspects, and that maybe that'll kind of curb the desire to go search to see if he's cheating, because you're focused on something good, not something bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna start here. You say that you are going through his phone because you found out that he was on Grindr and now you don't trust him. But it sounds like you didn't trust him prior to this even happening, because you had to go through his phone the first time to find out that he was on Grindr, because you said, I went through his phone and saw that he was on Grindr. So there were trust issues before this incident. So I think it's important for you to realize that and not keep tying your insecurities and your trust issues on this one incident. You had them before. So I think that, okay, you've forgiven him for being on Grindr. He's apologized for it. Move on from that. Definitely stop bringing it up. But I think that I can almost bet prior to you guys even being together, you had trust issues prior to even seeing this guy. So I think the answer here is figure out why are you so insecure. and stop automatically going to this Grindr situation. I personally don't think that's what started the insecurity issues or the trust issues. So I feel like you need to dig on why you had those insecurity issues. Now, you have a partner now. So your partner obviously knows that you're insecure. It sounds like he's a bit older than you, because I hear you say, I know a lot of these has to do with my own insecurities because I'm young. I don't know why, but that sounds like that came from him, in my opinion. And it sounds like, even if it didn't come from him, it sounds like you guys are definitely not the same age, because it's like, I'm the young one, I'm the one who's insecure. But I think you need to dig into why. And as your partner, if he knows that you are dealing with being insecure, and he is accepting of this, then there is a level of shit that he's going to have to put up with as it relates to your issues of being insecure. When you accept your partner, you accept that they have some problems, that they're working through it. As long as you're working through it, you're going to make mistakes. You might still go on his phone because you're human and you're insecure. He should be understanding of that. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but he should be understanding, because that comes along with the territory. And I will say this. Take cheating out of it. Mm-hmm. Take anything your partner could have done to make you feel insecure out of it. Take your own personal insecurities out of it. I just think that when you're getting into relationships, it takes time for you to feel secure within that relationship. And I think being together for just a year, you're still getting there. I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about cheating necessarily. I'm talking about feeling secure within the relationship, like
just
this is strong
overall.
Like, so I think that certain levels of insecurity is normal. I know when Juan and I got together, I used to be the person that, we started off like going in each other's phones as a I think maybe a joke, and then we got each other's passwords, but I became obsessed with it. Like, I would always look at his phone. He had never done anything. I would always look at his phone, but I realized I was insecure, and I think we talked about that. And I have such a great husband, and he loved me so much, that he was understanding of that. So he didn't care if I went through his phone. He didn't have anything to hide. He knew it was my issue, but he was understanding until I got through that. And I got through it. I mean, with over 7 years now, I got through it a long time ago, but it takes time. You have a new relationship. I know a year seems long sometimes, especially in college, but it is a new relationship. So give it some time, and your partner has to give it time as well.
So, I mean, let's to wrap it back up, because I do feel like I agree 100% that the issue was there before. The trust issue was there before. It has nothing to do with this guy or even this situation. So finding that out, I think that was a great point. But back to the specific question was, how do I not go through the phone? Don't go through the phone. I think it's as simple as that. Don't do it. When you have those desires, stop yourself.
Yeah, you make a decision to go.
It's a choice. It's a choice, and it's not like well, I guess it can be an addiction to a certain extent.
I was addicted. It was fun too. It was like, it was this person, and then won't allow me to do that. And even when things come up for him, you should be able to ask, like, hey, who's this person, or who's that person?
That was just going to say, when you find yourself wanting to go through his phone, tell him.
Yeah,
I'm feeling like I want to go through your phone right now. And see where that leads you. That might spark a dialogue. He may say, why? And say, blah, 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 this happened, or I'm feeling this way. And then you'll be able to kind of explore your feelings. He'll be able to explore his, and that might bring y'all closer together.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good. I mean, and I my answer definitely goes back to what I just said about finding out why you're so insecure and solving that. You won't have those urges to go through the phone anymore. And I mean, hey, solve those insecurities. That's what I have to say about that. I think that, that was everything I wrote down. I
do want to say one more thing, and this is to you and to everybody else out there, because in your question you said, we go through our issues like any other couple. Those types of statements, I think, are very detrimental to relationships. Don't compare yourself to other couples. Like, you don't have to go through things just like every other couple. That comparison, I think, is what we get so caught up on.
That's a good point.
And it's kind of like you're justifying going through something, because all couples go through it.
Calling something normal.
Exactly. No, it doesn't have to be. Like, we should kind of erase that language from our vocabulary and know that our relationships are unique, and this is what we're going through now.
Yeah.
Not like all other couples. This is what we're going through,
right?
And what we need to work through. So
yeah, because just to piggyback off of that point, all couples do have their own challenges of what they go through, but all couples don't go through the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So your thing is your thing, So I hope that helps, guys.
That helps.
Please keep sharing our videos. We really, just to put it out there, we really want to get our numbers up this year. Please keep sharing our videos. If you like them, share them. Tell a friend. Ask us. We would love to answer your questions.
Send an email to ask@juangee.com. That's ask@juangee.com.
That's right. Tuesdays at noon.
We can't leave without telling them about Escape Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I was just gonna remind them about it.
So this Memorial Day weekend, Escape Puerto Rico, it's an LGBT music and arts festival. It's going to be absolutely amazing. For all of you 30 and plus, Noah's Ark reunion, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah,
because, I grew up off of Noah's Ark. Like, they were my friends in my head. So I'm excited about that. Big freedom.
What about you saw that, girl? That's the most famous line from that movie and from the show. What about you saw that, girl?
So go to Escape PR, book your tickets, tell them Juan Gee sent you. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Parties, workshops, beaches. It's Puerto Rico. So.
It's Puerto Rico, and it's for singles as well as couples. The singles are selling out really quickly. They have 2 actually type rooms that are already sold out, and the couple suites are all ocean view. There's special couple suites, so make sure you check that out. You cannot beat the price. It's all inclusive. We'll be there.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a special workshop. So, come on, couples, go book and hang out with us for the weekend.
That's right. Escape Puerto Rico. EscapePR.com.
All right.
All right. See you next Tuesday.
Love you all.
Peace.